Hi guys, how you guys doing today? It's your boy Nickhead, and on this video we are going to be talking about price relationship. Okay, so this is a very simple stuff, and I'm going to make this video as short as I can. In a way you guys will be able to understand, and I'm going to show you guys some illustration on the chart. So price relationship is just how price tends to move in terms of where we get to look for stops within the market, and we just basically look for swings in the market, okay, and see where price has to stop and where we can actually enter a particular trade. So it's just the relationship between how price moves from swing to swing, okay, and I'm going to show you guys some example, okay. So it helps us to, we can identify this price relationship in the market. It's going to help us to, implement, in our trading strategy, just some additional stuff we can add. Okay, so we get to know where exactly we get stops in the market. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys some example right now, and you guys know it's as simple as impulse, correction, and then continuation. Okay, so what we pay attention in the market in terms of price relationship is this particular pullback, which is also known as retracement. These are where we get to look at and say, oh, this is exactly where we want to enter this particular trade, where the pullback is going to end, in order to continue to go to the upside in a situation like this, if we're looking for a buying opportunity. Okay, so price relationship just let us know that this particular zone that we have right here is usually equal to the one we have above right here. So these two zones are where we get to look at in the market. So they are usually equal within the market. Yes, of course, we don't get them to be equal 100% of the time, and we don't get to see them reject at a particular zone in terms of what we are doing. But what I'm going to show you today is just a guidance that you can use to add to your trading strategy, and it's going to perfect you in terms of entries, so you don't jump into a trade too early or too late. Okay, so what we are looking, just like what I've said, we are paying attention to the corrective part of the move trend, and we get to know that the pullback, they tend to be equal most of the time, and that's exactly what we are paying attention on this video. Okay, so what we normally do, again, I'm coming in, we have an impulse like this, and then let's say we have a correction, and then we have another impulse to the upside. If you miss this move, what are you waiting for in order to get in the buying or in the buying side of this trade? Obviously, you need to wait for a pullback. You don't just rush to enter the market, because we don't usually chase the trade. Okay, so when we start to have that pullback now, and we're going to do something by using our trend line, we have to measure this particular swing right here. We just look for swing to swing, and then we have to clone it. So once we do that, we bring it right here, and we have like 90% probability that definitely this guy is going to get to the zone and starts to reject to the upside. Okay, that's just simply what we are looking for in the market, and that's what price relationship is all about. That's what I'm telling you guys now. So we going to continue to have this correction, and when price gets to this point, we're going to start to see some rejection to the upside. So that's what I'm going to show you guys, and vice versa in the selling side of the market. So let's do some examples in the chart, and to know much long talk, and very easy to understand. Just we look for swings, correctives, retracements, and all of that, and they tend to look like in the market. Let's just look at the chart. We have GDP JPY here, and randomly we're just going to look for at some charts, in the past that have given us entries using price relationship. And yes, of course, guys, it's very important you guys backtest this strategy, and before you start to add it to the way you trade, you have to do some backtesting. And trust me, if you are doing that, you get to realize that, oh, this thing works like magic, and 100% when I'm telling you guys this. But I won't really go into much details in this on this video, because I want you guys to backtest, and then you have to send me the result, like what you've seen and what you have experienced. Okay, so looking at corrective phase, let's just focus on this swing, right? This particular swing right here. So let's use this for an example. You can see we have this first impulse to the upside, yeah, and then we had this is the first correction. Okay, since we're using trend line, I'm going to get rid of that, and then you guys can see we just have to measure the swing And then I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have that again in the market. And what you have to do is to clone that right there. Did they match? No, it didn't match. Did they match? No, it didn't match. But see what happened right here. We had that same first exactly. You see how it's equal to this particular one when we start to have this correction, and then we obviously can see how price took off from there. Yes, of course they can. They are other. This is the 4 hour time frame. There are other correction within the trend that you can see as well. That you don't have to get that all the time. Just like this particular one, you see that correction. If we should clone that here, the next time we had correction, you can see price got to that zone and we start to reject. So it doesn't have to be 100% that zone, but at least you get to know, oh, you don't have to buy at the high. You need to wait for price to give you price actions that are related. And I hope that's making sense to you guys. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys example, the ones that are sweet and the ones that are not perfect also. So you have that at the back of your mind. And this is another one. You can see we had this right here. You have to clone it right there. Here you can see perfectly how price got to that zone, and then we have some rejection before we had the double bottom, and then we got the reversal, and very, very powerful stuff here. We have another impulse right here that we have to clone. Yes, this one didn't really make it to the entry, but we had more like a double bottom there if you know how to trade price action before the reversal to the upside. Okay, we're going to be looking at some other ones also, just like while we are on this downtrend on this 4 hour time frame, we had this corrective phase, and then we cloned it with what we had right here, and you can see this one went up a little bit, came back, and then get to see. So when price most of I want you guys to pay attention and take note of this. So when price tends to break, it's like this. So just know we are likely to get a reversal. So it's best when price didn't even get there and then start to drop than when price breaks a loss. Like we had like 30 pips to 40 pips movements from that particular spots that we've cloned, and price tends to keep moving. That means we are likely to have a reversal. I hope you guys understand. So looking at the chart, also looking at the chart, we've seen this particular one right here. Yes, of course, this is just some volatility spike, and we're not going to pay attention to that. We just have to take it from here and to the high right there. And if we should clone that when we have the next corrective phase, you can see we had one here, and you can see how price rejected perfectly from there before we got to that drop. You guys have to backtest to learn more about this. And yes, of course, I'm not talking about taking this on ranging market like this when price is moving sideways, and we want to use this when price is trending. Okay, we had this right here. We just have to do what, clone it, and then you see right there we'll be looking to buy at a low, but it didn't really get there, but at least we know we have a relative of this corrective phase right here and here, but we didn't really make it to that low. So just like I said, I'm going to show you guys one that works and the one that didn't. So you are not going to get that perfectly all the time. Okay, and there is a lot of price relationship right here. If you clone that correction and take this from here, you can see this one is perfect from the low to the high, and so on and so forth. So with time, you just have to backtest your charts, and trust me, guys, you are going to see a lot in the market, just like how we have all of this corrective phase on the 4 hour time frame. You can see. So if we should clone these movements right here, you can see this one got exactly right there before we could start to get that rejection. This one was a flat one, and see how this one is also in line with the two previous one we had. Okay, so that's gonna help you guys. And even it's even started all the way from the top right here. You can see how it started from there. You can see how this is perfect in terms of when you clone it to the previous structure that was in correction, and it's all making sense alongside with this particular one right here also from the low to the high. So it makes a lot of sense. We're going to stop right there, and I'm going to leave you guys to do the back testing and then come back to me if you have questions. When price is trending, this is what we get to look for, where corrective move, and we clone them, and then the next correction we're looking to take that trade exactly from there. Just like that. This is on the 4 hour. Let's just play on the 1 hour time frame. Those little flags. And if we're gonna get some. Okay. So this is the 1 hour time frame. I think we've done most of them on the 4 hour. us, but we can look for something when price trending, just like I said, we're moving sideways. So, obviously it's useless right there. So this is a lovely trend that we had right here on GJ 1 hour. You can see this right here. That's a corrective phase. What do we have to do, guys? What did I say we have to do? Sorry about that. Let me know this. We just have to clone that correction. It's as simple as that. And then we're looking for a relationship. And we can see this one gave us more like a double bottom around the zone. We rejected. This one works. Oops. Clone again. So this one works perfectly. Fine right there. Boom. Lovely. And then what happened? Lovely pin bar rejection. Price went up over 200 pips. Okay. It works on all time frame. When price is moving sideways, you don't want to do that. You want to focus on when price is actually trending. And these are the times we as traders we get to make money. See our correction, we clone it, and then when we have in correction again, we'll be like, oh man, this guy is gonna reach there, and you can see from the high to cut there, give us weeks entries, and then we get to move up. Similar thing right here. After we projected from here, another impulse that broke those two previous highs right here. It was exactly the same thing and the same price. Move to the upside. Okay, let's just check a few ones on the 1 hour time frame since we're here already. Price relationship, we're looking at corrections where it started from. We're going to go from this one, but me personally will go for that, but it's not really clear, so I'm just going to ignore that in terms of bringing it to this. It works perfect. I'm going to go for it, but it's not everybody that'll be able to see that. Okay, so we have some correction right here, like this. We just have to clone these. If we can see some movement to cash. Looking at this, this one they only give us. These are the ones that I told you guys are likely to reverse when we broke above about 20, 30, 40 pips. Let's just say 30 to 50 pips usually, and it's just keep going like that. So we had trending markets right here, and we just have to look for some price relationship. We had the first correction before we had this impulse that broke this previous high right here, and you can see, yeah, if we should clone this, and we get a price relationship right there. Not really, but at least we had the double bottom that price is ready to reverse. Okay, so that is all we're gonna look at. Basically what I'm showing you guys on this video is just for you to pay attention to how price tend to move together, in terms of corrective phases. So you just have to pay attention to that, because most time we have using downtrend for example, simple as impulse, correction, continuation, correction, continuation. So if you do your back test, trust me, there are a lot of peers that are very clear that you can see. But I'm not trying to give you guys that easy thing that you see. It has to be rough, so because the charts are always rough. So you can go there and do your back testing and get familiar with these things. We can check other peers, trust me, and you're gonna see how easy it is. It's very easy to spot, easy to identify within the chart. Well, I want you guys to do some back testing so we can come up with this and hit me up so we get to talk about this new development. Okay, so corrective phases like this, they tend to do what to be equal price, giving us like 90% chances that we're gonna have some similar way we've corrected, and we're gonna have that right here again when we're having that. So what do? We just use our trend line, and then we clone these movements when price starts correct and see if we're gonna get any price action for a reversal around that zone at the top right there for we to catch this movement to the downside. So this video makes sense and is helpful. If you have any question, feel free to ask me on the group chat. Have a nice day, guys.